I gave my niece a laptop on her birthday, and she screamed at me because it wasn't brand new. What's the most ungrateful thing you've seen someone do? Today is my niece's birthday, and she just went to college, so I thought I'd get her a laptop for her birthday. Now, I'm a student myself, but I still want to give her something special. So, I searched for a great used laptop, found a decent Toshiba satellite. I sold my PSP and some other things so I can afford it. So there we were at the dinner table opening presents. She opened up mine and had this grim look on her face. "This is it? I thought you'd buy me a brand new one." "You know I can't afford it. This is the best I can do." "I want a brand new one, not this. This sucks. Worst present ever." She then shoved the laptop and box across the table and fell down the floor. I picked it up and walked out. My cousin tried to stop me. I just said, "I will never give her anything again." She even had the nerve to call back and ask for the laptop. Apparently her parents punished her for her behavior, and she will now have to buy her own things. No handouts or gifts. My friend bought it as a favor. He helped me pick it out, and he knows how much I bought it for. The profit was only $10, roughly. What's the most ungrateful thing you've seen someone do? Story 1. I have 2 nephews aged 14 and 12, and they have every game console out there. So, thinking I was going to be the coolest aunt ever, I bought them 4 of the latest games, and they were over $50 each. I don't see them often. I wanted to do something special. $250 is a lot of money in my budget. They took one look at the games and said, "They suck," threw them against the wall and broke the cases. I picked them up, took them back to the store, but they refused to take 3 of them back due to the damage. I ended up selling them at the mall to one of those game stores. Almost got nothing for them. Never again. Story 2. The older auto shop teacher at my high school made me chuckle one time. We were in the middle of class when this middle-aged woman, guest speaker for some other class, comes strolling in and says, "I need to get my keys out of my car now. I guess I locked them inside." My teacher gives her an odd look and says, "Okay." He then proceeded to walk over to her car, fish around with the Slim Jim and pop the lock. He leans in and picks up her keys. All the while she's not saying anything. Half jokingly, he tells her it'll be $20, and she laughs and makes a quip about how the teacher must be so desperate for money that he charges for an extra part of his job. The best part was when he responded with, "No, ma'am, you locking up your keys is not in my job description." He then threw the keys back in, locked the door, shut it, and proceeded back to the class. Story 3. It's a bit late for people to notice this, but I was visiting friends at their farm years ago. My friend from high school and his wife and their daughter, who were about 16. The daughter was out saddling her horse when the horse kicked her in the chest, collapsed her throat, and she couldn't breathe. I performed an emergency tracheotomy, saving her life. About 2 months later, I get a letter from a law firm. They changed their mind about how grateful they were and decided to sue me for leaving a scar from the tracheotomy. Story 4. I saw this woman on the side of the road who had a flat tire and was clearly having issues changing it. So, polite old me decided to halt my run and go see if I could help out. I stroll over and offer my services to her, and she accepts, but she backs away to a pretty far distance. I proceed to change her tire and help her get on her way, and as soon as I finish and proceed to extend my arm for a handshake, she says, "Back away. I have 911 on my phone right now, and all I have to do is press call." I don't know if she thought I was going to attack her or something, but you don't just do that to someone who just helped you change your damn tire. Flabbergasted, I run away and haven't seen that bitch since. Edit. I do understand that I don't understand what she might have been through in the past, but if it was that uncomfortable for her to accept help from a stranger, then she should have just thanked me for offering but graciously declined. Not accepted my help, then threatened to call 911 on me. Story 5. When I was younger, I worked at Blockbuster. I was the night shift manager, and one night I was working by myself when a customer walks up and hands me a woman's wallet, says he found it on the ground. I peeked inside to find an ID or membership card so I could look up her account or phone number. Sure enough, she had been in the store about 30 minutes earlier, so I gave her a call. She seemed pleased on the phone and said that she would be right in. Store policy for something like that was to lock the item in the safe until the customer arrives. I did so and went about my business. About an hour later, the woman comes in and asks for her wallet. I tell her it's going to be 15 minutes as the safe was timed and ask her to wait. This was apparently unacceptable, and she asked if I could get it faster than that. I told her no and continued helping other customers as she waited. Once the safe beeped, I grabbed her wallet and handed it to her. I had to put the line of customers on hold while I did this because I wanted her out of the store ASAP since she had spent the last 15 minutes fuming and standing right next to my register. As soon as I hand her the wallet, she says, "My money better be in here." I explained that I honestly had no idea as I didn't open it all the way as her membership card was on an outer flap. This is one of those large female wallets that was more like a mini purse with lots of flaps and zippers and such. After handing it to her, I asked for the next customer in line to step up and basically tried ignoring her. She starts screaming, "My money is gone! You stole my money!" Which really surprised me as she was a pretty normal-looking soccer mom type. I asked the customer I'm helping to wait a second and explained to her the way the wallet was handed to me and reiterated that I had not personally opened the wallet any further than the first flap. She starts screaming again, saying that there was over $200 in it and that she's calling the police. I shrug and tell her to go ahead. At this point, I'm completely satisfied to ignore her. She walks to the back of the store and whips out her cell phone. I continue helping the line as customers are looking back at the woman as she is loudly calling the police. Most of the customers are like, "What a bitch," etc. I just shrug and smile. After the line was cleared, the lady comes back to the register and tells me with a super smug look, "The police are on the way." Okay, I say and give her a "I don't give a fuck" shrug while ignoring her and checking in movies. About an hour later, a cop finally enters the store. She waited right next to my register the entire time, and she starts waving at him and pointing at me at the same time. I see the cop and roll my eyes and shake my head. He asks her to repeat the story, and as she's repeating it, he's almost completely ignoring her and watching the football game that we have playing on our direct TV kiosk. After she gets done, he looks at me, rolls his eyes, and asks, "Did you take the money?" "Of course not," I say. "I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do, ma'am," the cop says and leaves the store. As he leaves, he holds the door for her and tells her to leave if her business is complete. I smiled super big, like Cheshire Cat big, and told her to have a super day as she left. After she left, I bought a pizza with the $200 I took. Just kidding. But I almost wish that's how the story ended after she embarrassed me like that for close to 2 hours. Story 6. A girl in my high school received a used car on her 16th birthday. She was unhappy with the fact that it was used, 3 years old, so she intentionally totaled it. Her thinking was that if she totaled this one, her parents would have to buy her a new one. She didn't get a new car and had to ride the bus. I knew a girl who did that too, except with a nice little Ranger. It was a couple years old, but it had all the bells and whistles except four-wheel drive. That wasn't good enough for her, so she wrecked it intentionally. She fractured her neck and had to walk around with a cervical collar for a couple of months. And then her parents bought her a piece of shit 1980-something Ford Escort. Story 7. My younger sister got diamond earrings for her 16th birthday from my parents. She then says in a bitchy tone, "This isn't what I asked for." Parents then take the earrings back, scolds her, and she gets nothing for her birthday. She then spends the rest of her birthday demanding that they give it back to her.